If your offer is 50% off, you've already lost. And here's why discounts don't build brand, they don't attract dream clients, and they sure don't create loyalty. They attract bargain hunters and price seekers who will ghost you the second someone else goes cheaper. So today, I'm going to show you how to create an irresistible offer in 2026 that gets people to say yes without slashing your prices. And this is the exact framework that we use for all of our clients, where they're adding an extra 20 to 50K every single month without competing on pricing. So if you're tired of racing to the bottom and you want to establish your clinic as a premium clinic, let's dive into it. And here's why discounts are killing your business. Before we even get into what works, let's talk about why discounts is a trap. The first problem is that you attract the wrong clients. The second problem is that you train people to wait for sales. And lastly, you kill your profit margins. And what we're going to do is we're going to tackle each and every problem one by one. Okay. So the first problem is that you attract the wrong clients. When you lead with 50% off, what you're telling the market is that I'm desperate for money and I'm desperate for sales, and my service isn't worth full price. And a lot of time, the people that normally respond to those ads, they're all looking for one thing to see if the price match with their budget. So you're always attracting price shoppers instead of people who actually value your service and people who actually value the treatments, right? The people who respond are typically price shoppers. Those are the people who only book once, they never come back, and they most of the time they're probably gonna leave you a 3-star review because they have the highest expectations when they're not willing to pay premium for a premium service. So that's why we always want to stay away from leading with 50% off, leading with those type of discount sales. The second problem you face is that you train people to wait for sales. Once you start offering so many discounts, the market is going to see it as, this clinic is always offering discounts. And now the problem that you're facing is that you can't really sell at full price even when you want to, because the market is going to perceive you as the store or this clinic that always runs sales, so I can just wait until the next cycle. The last problem is you kill your profit margin. And let's just do a quick math, right? Let's just say you have a Botox treatment for $150 in product and labor, and you only charge $400, and that's $250 in profit. And now if you run a 50% off, now you're charging $200 and your profit is only $50. So you just work for $50 when you could have made $250. And a lot of time it is not worth it, and it's not worth your time to only get someone who's probably gonna only book once and then never come back to the clinic. And here's the truth. Premium clients don't want discounts, they want value, right? They want to know, what problem exactly does this solve? Why should I trust you? And what's the result that I'm getting? Down in this video, we're going to build you and show you the exact framework that we use for all of our clients to build an irresistible offer for your clinic so that your patient or your leads can say yes without having to compete on price. And again, guys, if you guys want this exact document, make sure you guys click the link below that says access now. And I'll personally send you this document just so you could have it, so that you could create your own irresistible offer without having to hire an agency. Now let's get back to this. And here's the structure of an irresistible offer. An irresistible offer has 5 components, right? And let's break them down one by one. The first component is that you need to know, who exactly are you targeting? Your ideal customer profile, your ICP, right? Your offer shouldn't be broad. It should speak to only one person trying to fix only one outcome. And here's an example of a really bad offer, which is get Botox today. And it's just too broad. You're not really targeting anyone. And ideally, you'd want to really narrow it down so you could find your ideal customer profile. Here's an example. Miami professionals, tired of looking exhausted in every Zoom call. The more specific you are, the more people think, wait, this is for me. The more that they could relate to. Every offer that you're building, you have to make sure that the copywriting is on point. You have to make sure that you're speaking to your audience, right? You're giving them something that they could actually relate to, okay? And here's the second component, which is a clear problem and a desired results, right? People don't buy treatments, they buy transformation. So your offer needs to name the problem and the result, right? And here's an example of a bad offer. 5-hour laser hair removal. Again, the problem with this is you're leading with a service. You're leading with a service, and it just sounds too salesy. And here's an example of a good one. Stop shaving every day. Get smooth and hair-free skin that lasts in just 6 sessions. Do you see the difference? One is transaction, and the other one is a transformation. Again, people don't buy services, they buy transformation. And that's why if you scroll up just a little bit, right? This is what your ideal customer profile want to know. What problem does it solve? Why should I trust you? And what is the results that I'm getting? People are results driven. They don't care if you're using the latest device. A lot of those people don't care, but the people that really knows the industry, they might ask you those questions, but a lot of time they don't care about the services. They only care about the results. And here's the third component. You need a specific mechanism. How do you solve this? And this is where you build trust. Again, guys, you need trust. You need to have trust, especially in a saturated market. The only way to stand out in a saturated market is to build trust. And the best way to build trust is to provide them with so much value and so much resources, right? And don't just say, we'll fix it. Explain how you're going to fix this. Example, using our FDA approved cool sculpting technology, we freeze and eliminate stubborn fat cells. No surgery, no downtime, and you'll see results in 30 days. Now they understand the process and they feel confident that it will work. Why? Because we have a guaranteed here that says you'll see results in 30 days, right? So that's why you want to make sure that you're building trust within your offers as well. And this is the fourth component, which is the time frame and proof. And we're going to explain this just a little bit more in this section. People need to know when exactly they'll see results, because if you're just selling a service and they don't know that they can actually get the results, then they have no reason to move forward with you, because all the clinics, the top 1% of clinics, they're doing results. They have guarantees within their offers. And that's why whenever you're creating an offer, you can really analyze from your past clients just to see how long it took them to actually get the results. So now whenever you're creating your offer, you can say that, it is backed by results. It is result guaranteed. Instead of saying look younger, which is very vague, and now you're saying look 5 to 10 years younger in 60 days. It's specific and it sounds believable. And last thing is, you can also add some proof saying, we have served over 200 clients in the last year with this exact treatment, with this exact problem that they're facing. And that's one thing that we've been using that always worked. No matter how many times someone opt in to some of our clients' pipeline, right? We always tell them, oh, whatever you're dealing with, we had over 25 people that we treated last week that was dealing with the exact problem that you're currently facing, and they were able to see results just in a few sessions, right? So you guys want to lead with that, because now it sounds real, it sounds believable. And the last component, which is a risk reversal or value stack. And this is what gets them from maybe to an yes. You either remove the risk or you add so much value to the point where they feel stupid to not say yes, right? And here's an example of a risk reversal. If you don't see visible results in 30 days, we'll redo the entire treatments for free. Book today, get the treatment valued at $800 plus post-care kit valued at $100, which equal to $1,050, valued today just at $599. Either way, you're making the decision a lot easier. So let's recap the 5 components. What you need to do is to target a specific audience. Make sure you name it and you call it out. Make sure that's something that they could actually relate to. And make sure you have a clear problem and a desired solution or desired results. Create a specific mechanism on how exactly it works. Time frame and proof. A risk reversal or a value stack. If you get all those 5 right, guys, like I guarantee you, whatever offer that you're building next you're going to hit a record month, honestly. For those of you that don't know, if you feel like this is too much for you guys to do, to manage, or to handle, our team, we have a done for you system at our company where we create those ads, we create those offers, we launch and manage your ads. And we also have our call center that reaches out to your lead and book them directly into your calendar without you having to lift a finger. So we handle every patient buying journey from all of our clients. So if that's something that you feel like you can kind of relate to a little bit more, and that's the route that you want to kind of pursue, just click the link below, apply to work with us, and one of our team members will reach out back to you shortly. And let's get back to this. And right now, guys, I'm going to show you a real example of bad offers and good offers. You know the theory. Now that you know the 5 components, we can actually start building an offer. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 real offers transformation from our clients that we have worked with. And here's an example, body contouring. And here's the offer that they used to use before. Get cool sculpting, 20% off this month, right? Again, what's wrong with this? There's no targeting. There's no problem stated. There's no results promised. There's no guaranteed. It's just a discount. When it's just a discount, that just position yourself in the market as a very cheap clinic And I don't think that's what you guys want, right? And here's how we fix that entire offer. Miami Professionals, stubborn belly fat that won't just budge no matter how clean you eat. Lose 1 to 3 inches in 30 days with our FDA approved cool sculpting. Book your free body assessment today and we'll map out your exact treatment plan. What changed? We actually have a target audience, which is Miami Professionals, right? The problem that we stated is stubborn belly fat that won't budge, right? And the results, lose 1 to 3 inches in 30 days. That's a results guaranteed, right? And the specific mechanism that we have is FDA approved cool sculpting, right? And the risk reversal, you get a free assessment, which is a low barrier to entry. So that way you get a lot of people to say yes without having to make a full commitment, without knowing how exactly this treatment works. As you guys can see, this offer in just 30 days, 19 of them became a paying client at an average order value at $280 each. And here's a second example of a Botox for first timers. Here's the before, Botox special, $10 per unit. And I can show you guys the exact offer that this one company is currently running. I'm not sure if you guys could see it, but here it is. Guys, after speaking with so many med spas, a lot of you guys are running the exact offers, and I can't fathom this enough of how many times I have seen this exact offer. From our framework that we just showed you guys, we could see like this entire thing is just wrong. All right, it's wrong. There's no targeting. There's no promise. Again, they're leading with 20% of units. They won't know exactly what this is. What do you mean by units? What does that even mean? Right? And you want to be as clear as you can. That's why it's wrong. There's no context for non-expert. What exactly is a unit? It's a race to the bottom on pricing, and you start attracting bargain hunters, price seekers, right? And here's how we fix the entire campaign. Never tried Botox? We get it. Needles are scary. That's why we walk first timers through every step. Smooth your frowns line, cross feet in 15 minutes. First timer package, consultation plus treatments for $399, normally at $650. Over 500 first timers treated. You can see the results in the next page, right? What exactly changed? We have a clear target audience. First timers, which kind of remove fear, because a lot of time you're going to attract first timers, and whenever first timers are seeing these things, it removes a lot of fear. The problem that they're facing, needles are scary, and you can see visible aging, right? The results, smooth lines in 15 minutes, guys, 15 minutes. And you can see how we kind of like transition, make that entire offer from not being an irresistible offer to something that actually worked, right? And here's the mechanism that we have. We walk you through it, right? So that way they don't feel lost. They don't feel like they're not being guided, okay? And the value stack that we added is the consultation, the treatment normally at $650, and the proof. We have treated over 500 first timers the past month, the past year, however you guys want to structure this. But guys, this is probably one of the most important things whenever it comes to creating an offer, okay? You need to show proof. You need to show proof, guys. And the results, we generated over 67 leads in 30 days. 24 of them booked and purchased, and many of them upgrade to even a full package. And here's the last, I believe this is the last example. Here's the last example, and this is a high ticket glow up package, right? And here's the offer that they used to use before. Botox, fillers, and laser treatments available. You're just all over the place. You're all over the place. There's no real targeting. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Again, it's too vague. There's no transformation that is promised. It feels like a menu and not an offer, because when you start listing all your services like that, you just sound desperate, man. You're just telling people everything that you offer. Like, hey, I offer Botox, I offer fillers, I offer this, I offer that. And you're not really in this trying to transform someone's life, transform someone's, character, right? And this is what we change. The full glow up package, look 10 years younger in 60 days. And this is the guarantee that we have. Look 10 years younger in 30 days. And it includes Botox, dermal fillers, and skin tightening, strategically combined for maximum results. 4,500 total, or 3 easy payments of $1,500. Book your transformation consultation today, and we'll customize your plan. What changed? Look 10 years younger in 60 days, which is a clear promise, right? Bundle value, They get to have 3 different treatments altogether, okay? And they also have a payment plan. A lot of time, you're going to deal with people that can't really afford those high ticket service, but they actually want the service itself. So you need to have some sort of payment plan, or if you don't have a payment plan, you could even include some sort of like financing within your clinic. I know some of our clinics do it. That's one of those things that you could kind of offer. And yeah, it makes it very accessible, guys. It makes it very accessible because those people, you can also treat those people that can't afford $4,500 up front, right? And lastly, we have a specific call to action, which is book a transformation consultation. And the results, we had 8 people book the full package at $4,500. And that's an extra $36,000 our clients generated from only one offer. And do you see the pattern? Every winning offers speaks to a specific client, speak to a specific person, names the problem, promise a clear result, right? And explain how exactly it works, which makes the decision a lot easier. And that is the formula to create an irresistible offer in 2026. Guys, again, if you guys feel like this is just simply too much for you guys to handle, our company can come into your clinic and we can handle all of these things and give you guys the exact results that we just showed you. Where we handle basically everything from opt-in to close deals. We create your offer. We build the automation in the back end. We build out your funnels. We run your ads. We manage your ads. We even create the ad creative itself, the ad copy. That's something that we handle. And lastly, we have our in-house call center that calls and reach out to your lead and book them directly in your calendar so you don't have to do it. And whenever we're done, those people that we was not able to book on your calendar, we create a reactivation campaign just to get them to come to your clinic, even if it's for a different service. Again, that's something that we do. And if you feel like that's something that you need to implement to your clinic, make sure you go in the description below and apply to work with us. Let's finish this off. And this is why this framework works much better than discounting your offers, right? It all comes down to psychology. The first reason is that it creates relevance, right? When you say Miami professionals, everyone who's in Miami, who's the professionals, think, hey, you know, they're talking to me. You guys are talking to me. So let me listen to it. Let me see what you guys are saying, right? Generic offers get ignored all the time, but specific offers get attention. And what you guys need, especially in a saturated market, you need attention. Attention builds trust. And the second one is people buy outcome and not services. A lot of the clinics that we have worked with, they focus so much on the service. They focus so much on the treatments, the devices, but that's not what people need. People need transformation, so they buy outcomes. And that's why in sales, we learned to sell the outcome, right? We're not selling the service that we do, but we're selling the outcomes, right? No one wakes up one day thinking, I want a Botox today. They wake up thinking, damn, like I'm tired of looking tired. I want to feel confident again. What happened to that young, youthful look I used to have 2-3 years ago? I want to get there again. So your offer needs to speak to the outcome that they actually want. Okay. The third reason, value perceptions always beats price. When you stack your value, normally at $650, today at $399, the brain sees a deal, guys. The brain sees a deal. And not because it's cheap, but because they're getting a lot more than they're paying for. And that's the difference between running a 50% off, which just says this isn't worth full price. The fourth reason, which is the risk reversal, removes hesitation. The biggest barrier to booking isn't price, it's fear. A lot of those objections that you guys receive, a lot of time it's not really about pricing. Even though they say that I have to speak with my husband, my wife, whoever they have to speak with, a lot of time it's not about pricing, it's about fear. Maybe you weren't too transparent. Maybe you didn't provide as much value that you should have during the consultation process. Something definitely went wrong in the consultation process, and that's why it creates this fear. And what doesn't work out? What if I waste my money? And what if I don't like the results? And that's why you need to have a guaranteed in your offers, right? When you say free consultation or results guarantee, or we redo it, it removes that fear, right? It removes that fear. And now there's no reason not to try it because, hey, if I don't like it, I can just come back and we just get it done again, right? And lastly, time frame creates urgency. Look younger could take years, but when you say look 10 years younger in 60 days, You give them a timeline. You give them a timeline. You give them the expectation. Now they come to the consultation excited because you have that guarantee, right? Now they can visualize the transformation and know that it's fast. That's what gets people to act now or some other day or the next month, whatever, right? This is why premium offers converts better than discounts. You're not appealing to their wallet, you're appealing to their desire, their fear, and their need for certainty. And that's way more powerful. Now, I know I've given you guys so much information, but now we're actually going to talk on how exactly you can test out your offers. Now that you know what you need to follow to create an irresistible offer, now let's go ahead and test out your offers. And here's how you can test it the right way. You need to start small. Don't just blow your entire budget on one untested ad campaign. Run it for 7 to 10 days. You can start as low as $25 to $50 a day, and that's around $250 to $500 total, and see what happened. And secondly, you have to track the right metrics. Don't just look at clicks and impression. You need to track cost per lead, lead to consultation rate, consultation to booking rate, and average order value for every patient. And that's exactly what matters. And thirdly, you need to test one variable at a time. If you change the offer, the creative, and the copy all at once, you won't know exactly what worked, and you won't know exactly what is not working. You need to test the offer first. Keep everything else the same. Don't try to fix everything all at once. Once you find a winning offer, then you can test out different ad creative or different ad copies, right? And the fourth step, you need to give it enough data. 7 leads is not enough to make a decision whether this is a winning campaign or not. Right. You need at least 30 to 50 leads to see a good pattern, to see a pattern, right? If you're not getting enough volume, increase your budget, run it longer and see what happens. And the 5th step is double down on winners. Whenever you find a winning ad campaign, don't just let it run. You need to double down. I once heard this quote that says, when it's pouring down rain outside, you need to grab a bucket and catch as much as you can. So we have to apply the same thing within our campaigns. Whenever we find something that works, you need to double down, increase the budget, expand the targeting, test out new creatives, milk it until it stops working, and make sure you grab every last drop. And lastly, retire losers quickly. If your offer isn't working at 50 leads, kill it, turn it off. Don't just throw good money after bad offers. Move on, test something new. The goal isn't to find the perfect offer on the first day. The goal is to test smart, learn fast, and scale what works. Most of our performing offers comes from the 3rd version, the 2nd, the 3rd, or even the 4th version, not the first one. So test, iterate, and improve. And to wrap this up, here's your action plan moving forward. What you guys could do this week is you need to pick one treatment that you want to build an offer around. I would start with your most profitable or the most popular treatment that you have at your clinic. And step 2, you need to answer these 5 questions. You can start by creating a Word document and list out those 5 questions and answer those 5 questions. Who is this for? What problem does it solve? What results that they will get? You have to be specific. How does it work? And what makes this a no-brainer? And write out your answers. And step 3, you need to create your offer using this exact framework that we have given you guys. Again, this framework is exactly what works for all of our clients. So if you guys want the exact results that we're getting for clients for yourself, make sure you guys follow this exact framework step by step. Use the example I showed you guys. Plug in your answer and refine it until it feels irresistible. The 4th step, test it. Run it for 7 to 10 days. You can start at $30 a day or $25 a day. Track your numbers. The 5th step, you have to iterate. If it works, scale it. If it doesn't work, turn it off. Turn something on. Test something else. See exactly what works until you find a winning campaign. And here's a bonus tip. Before you launch your offer, read it out loud for yourself and ask yourself, if I saw this ad, how would that make me feel? Does that relate to me? Does this ad makes me want to take action? If the answer is no, keep refining your offer until you find something that actually works, that you can actually relate to. Okay. That's it. That's the whole playbook that we use. So stop competing on price and start competing on value. Build offers so good so that people feel stupid to say no to. Again, guys, if you guys feel like this is too much for you to handle, you don't have the right people in place, you don't have someone in place that have the expertise to run those offers for you or even create those offers, or maybe you just don't have the time to do it yourself. That's why we have a done for you service where we create everything and handle everything for you guys without you having to lift a finger. What we do, we build out your offers, your automations, your funnels, we generate your leads, we qualify them, and we book them directly to your calendar with our in-house call center. If that's something that you want to implement to your clinic, make sure you click the link below and apply to work with us. If you guys really like the information that we have given you guys, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and comment exactly what you want to see next, just so that we can continue to provide as much value as we can, just so that you could succeed and even take your clinics to the next level. So thank you so much for watching.